What's up, collectors? P-Rockzilla back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Threezero Ebisu figure from the manga, or you want to say anime too now, because there actually is an anime for it, Dorohedoro. That show, or that series, it was a weird anime to watch, but I loved it. It's one of my top 10 animes. It's weird. The art style is different. And just the whole story is different. But this character right here, she's one of the main characters, and something happens. So I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but something happens to her early on in the season. I mostly know it from the anime, but something happens early on in the season that makes her go crazy. She becomes like a weird character. So I love the character. She's real. When you guys watch it, you'll see she's a weird character. But anyways, I can't wait to get her out of the box. So let's get the review started. Dale. So we'll take a quick look at the box before we take the figure out. I love the art style that they have here in the front. I love the little mixture of the different colors. I just love the, Threezero, man. Their packaging. I just like Threezero in general, but normally their packaging is on point too. You get a picture of the character right there. Like I said, she is a funky character. Threezero sticker, or the legal information down here. Another picture of her right here. That's a little, I don't know what kind of animal it is. Some kind of weird puppy animal she has in the show. That's another picture of her right there. You get your official Threezero sticker there. And then it has a flap that you can actually open up with Velcro. Get her logo there. And then here you can actually see the character. All right, so let's go ahead and get her out the box. So when you get her out the box and take off the first flap, this is what you get. So let's get the box out the way. And let's take a closer look at everything that comes in. I went ahead and took some of the plastic off already. So we'll take a close look at the figure just to see the accuracy. Now, one thing I'm worried about is I have the other figures from this line. I have Shin and Cayman. And then she makes the third figure that came out so far. But the thing is, the other two came out a long time ago, before I even knew about the anime. So I didn't collect those at the time. And those were basically, marketed the same as this one, as the version from the anime, anime manga. So the other two are labeled as the anime version. So I'm a little worried that they may do an anime version of her. I mean, if they do, I don't think it'll come out for a while, because I think it was a good at least 2 year, maybe even more, 2 year gap in between the release of the original ones and the anime versions of Cayman and Shin. So if they do, I'll probably still get it, if she looks good or looks more like the animated. I know this is more, like I said, just of the books. So yeah, it looks like her, feels good. And these are all the accessories she comes with. She comes with the 2 different head sculpts. Now, like I said, you got to watch the anime to understand why she has these weird skulls. She wears both of these. I think she wears this one a little bit more, though. So I'm debating on which one I'm going to have her displayed with. And then her 2 sheaths here, or pickaxe, or you want to call them. And then she comes with 2 other hands, a bag, and then that weird puppy. So what we'll do is get her out of the box and all the accessories, so we're going to take a better look at everything she comes with. She is laid out with all the accessories that come in the package. And of course, as always, let's take a look at the figure first. So we did take a quick look at the figure first, so let's just go ahead with the articulation. All right, so the head does move 360, does do the exorcist. She really can't look up. It looks like it's hindered with the sculpted hair in the back of the neck. So she can't really, this is as far up as she can look. She can look pretty decent down, but she's pretty short, so I'm not sure she's gonna be looking down at a lot of people. Maybe just her little weird puppy. I keep forgetting the name of that dog. It starts with a K. I should have looked it up before. Maybe I'll look it up before I do the other portion. But anyway, so the hands can go, wow, look at that, all the way up. So she can do like a Y pose. Not just a T, but the Y. All right, so that's good. You do get, look at that, double jointed elbows. What am I talking about? Jilted. Is that even a word? All right, then let's see if you get any bicep swivel. You do not get any bicep swivel. It seems like it swivels at the shoulder. All right, so that's good. Same thing. Oh, my joints. Oh, okay. Woo. Good thing I look because the joint felt stiff. It still does. Oh, look at that. It's backwards. So make sure you take a look at your figure before you mess around with the joints. Remember, always go gentle first. Gentle. And then if it doesn't feel right, check it out. All right. So she does get, I like the way this, you can see some of the weathering on her sweater right there. I like the way that looks. All right, so she does, ooh, that's pretty tight. Get some side to side articulation. All right, you hear all that squeaking. She can look back pretty good. Let's move the arms down so you guys can see that better. Let's make sure I got these arms set right. There we go. All right. So she can look back that much. I mean, look back, arch back that much. She has an ab crunch. She can go down about that much. The ab, oh, nope, that fell off. Well, that didn't break. Oh no, the joint just came right off. All right, that's good to know. So just be careful with that joint there. All right. So the legs, it seems like she could do a split. It's just the pants. You gotta probably push them up a little bit more, and you could get some more articulation. It's just hindered by the pants. And these are like a hard plastic right here, so be careful when you mess around with this. I'm not sure if these are glued on there or stitched on there, but you could possibly catch the corner of one of these and maybe yank it off. So be careful when you're doing that. All right, so let's see how far. Same thing with, because of the pants, the legs. Oh yeah, no, she can go up more. So she can actually, let's see. She can do the hug and boot. There you go. The knees do bend, but same as before I said, be careful with these plastic pieces here, because they look like they could bang against each other, like right about there. Bring it closer right there. So right about there, if I keep going, they're making contact with each other, so I'm not sure if that can possibly pull one off. I'm not taking that risk. So just be careful with that. All right, you do get thigh swivel. Oh, look at her, you dance with it. All right, and then down here in the bottom, you do get articulation at the ankle, and you do get pivot. And then she could, the toes up, not that much further up, but can go back pretty good. All right, so she actually is pretty articulated, surprisingly. I thought this was gonna be a smaller figure. I mean, well, for the price, she's the same price as about the other one, so it makes sense that they will have the same articulation. All right, so let's take a look at her weird dog. I gotta look it up. It starts with a K. So as you can see, it has a mask on. So I thought it was a dog at first, but you can tell those are like some wooden stumps on the feet. Ooh. All right, so that's articulation. You get articulation right here. So the arms do go up a little bit. They do go back down. No articulation at the legs. You do get articulation at the head. And you do get articulation with the little devil tail. Or demon, whatever you want to call it. This is pretty cool. So this actually goes in the backpack, which is, that's how I'm going to have, I think it's a girl too, have her displayed, have them displayed. So while we have the backpack up, the backpack goes on her. You can adjust the straps down here. And the pockets do all open. Yep. So the pockets all open. And then you can take her weapon right here. And it actually slides into here. Actually, this way. You have to go backwards. So when you don't have her wielding them, she can actually put them on her book bag. Come on, keep sliding out. I'm pretty sure I said that before. There you go. All right. So there you go. So that's how you have it on her book bag. You can just basically put the other one on there too. Now these are basically just a hard plastic. The weathering is pretty cool on the wraps. It could look a little more metal here at the tip. But still, it actually does look, yeah, you get the little different paint there. So that's the backpack. And then she comes with 2 separate hands. These are to use the weapons. So you slide right in there. Just like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to leave that on there just in case. This is the first head sculpt you get. That's a nice skull. Look at the detail. The weathering on this is very nice. I'll bring it up a little bit closer so you guys can get more of the details on this. I guess this is what, the new Punisher logo now, I guess? Marvel's Punisher. It looks something like this, I guess, with the horns now. That looks very nice. So this basically is just like a regular head sculpt. Plugs right into the neck peg. And then get the other one. Now this is the one I'm more likely gonna have her using in my display. Because if I remember correctly, during the anime, she had this one on the most. I can't remember what that means up there. As you can see, good detail there. Good paint application on the metal pieces there. All right. So since we take a look at the figure already, I'm going to get her posed up for a quick size compare. Oops. There we go. Let's make it more clear. So I'll get her posed up for a quick size comparison. Okay, there we got her standing there for a quick size comparison. And you know I had to bring in the fellow Dorohedoro figures from Threezero. So of course we're going to bring in Shin first. And there we have Shin. Shin's a cool character from the anime too. And then, you know, we had to bring in the main man himself, the main guy from the show, Cayman. There we have Cayman. And last but not least, let's bring in the Hot Toys. This is going to be the Hot Toys Armorer. And there we go. We have the Armorer there. So here's a good size comparison with some figures that you may or may not have in your collection. But if you're going to pick this figure up, you should at least have Shin and Cayman. So, all right. There's a size comparison. Let's go ahead and get to the final poses and the final thoughts. So I'm liking the figure. I mean, as I'm messing with her, she is very poseable. I mean, I keep saying that about some other figures, but this one is very poseable. I mean, just by basically when I was trying to swap out the hands, the hand came off easily, but when I was trying to put the hand on, it was a little bit challenging at first because I had to basically point the peg weight into the glove. But as I was putting the hand in, when I looked at the figure, she basically, her neck, her arm, and her shoulder like posed to the different angle of where I was pushing from on its own, and it actually looked good. And I was able to, when I tried readjusting it, I noticed that, you know, there's a lot more hidden joints or a lot more better joints underneath the clothing. So she poses real good. The waist is, I don't know, that's like a trend going on with most of these figures I've been reviewing so far. Like the waist, not as much articulated, but this one she can crouch pretty good. I could get her a little further. I just didn't want to bend the knees any further at that point because, like I said, about the rubbing, and I was a little nervous with those little metal pieces, like, you know, peeling off or coming off. I was really worried about that. So yeah, I mean, the figure is good so far. The head swapping was very simple, easy swap out the head. That's no problem at all. The hands, once you swap out the first one, it was easy to swap out the neck. The other one, you get used to it. I'm trying to think of anything that I took off the character. I haven't put the book bag on yet, so I'm gonna do it at the final pose. Let you know how the book bag goes on in the final pose. Trying to think of anything else that I did put on. That's really about it. So yeah, she's a good figure so far. You know, I probably think she should have been a little bit cheaper than Cayman and Shin, since she's a little bit smaller figure. Maybe at least like, you know, $10 cheaper. But I'm happy with the purchase so far. So let me go ahead and get one more pose, and then I'll give you my last thoughts on the figure. So I would say this is a good pickup. I'm not saying she's a must-have. If you're a fan of this series and you have your two Shin and Cayman, then yeah, I would say she's a definite pickup because she completes the set. Like I said, I'm a little fearful they're gonna do an anime version. So if you could wait, then maybe possibly wait to see if they do announce an anime version. But I do know these type of figures from Threezero. Like, I know currently on Big Bad Toy Store, Shin is actually sold out. Cayman's still available, but Shin is sold out. So sometimes these figures do sell out, but sometimes they do sell out and come back in stock. So it's up to you if you want to play the waiting game or not. I had to just jump on the figure because, you know, I didn't know if they're gonna. I didn't realize after I pre-ordered it that this is the regular version, not an anime version. But it was already too late, and I didn't want to. I was like, hey, I don't have the figure yet, so might as well just have her in my collection. The only issue I did have when I replaced the other skull, the actual neck peg got stuck in the skull, so I had to get my needle nose pliers to pull the peg out. That was the only issue I had transitioning some of the accessory pieces. The book bag is easy to put on. If you want to put it in front of her chest, the best way to do is basically take any weapons off of her arms or hands, I mean, and then put the arms forward, like as if, you know, kind of like you're about to put handcuffs on somebody, and that way you can slip the book bag up the arms. If you want to put on her actual backpack, or the backpack on her back, then just do the same thing the other way around. Just bend the arms backwards, close together, and then you can slide the book bag right onto there. So there's no issue putting the book bag on. The pouch or the actual, yeah, the pouch actually opens like a real book bag. So when you got to unstrap the strap, and then when you do that, you can actually open the bag, and inside the bag, before you put the little pet creature in there, there's actually a black pillowcase in there. So they kept a little black pillowcase to kind of keep it full looking. That way, if you don't have the pet in there, you can still have the backpack on her and make it look full and not flat. So it's cool features. You know, a lot of cool things they added to this figure. Like I said, the figure is good. You know, it could have been a little bit cheaper for the size, but I'm still happy with the purchase. No regrets here. She poses better than I thought she would pose, and she does good in hand. The weathering is excellent. The articulation is excellent. The accessory is limited. You know, wish she came in more, but at the same time, there was a few little funny things she could have came with that were in the show, but it is what it is. You know, can't complain about it. I'm just happy I got the figure in my collection. So people, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please hit that subscribe, like button, click that bell notification. That's going to greatly help out my channel. Been going on for 4 months strong, so I'm still enjoying myself, so I'm happy about that. So can't wait for the next review. Hopefully you enjoyed this 6-scale figure review. Once again, this is the Threezero Ebisu. So as always, be good. Oh, I'm sorry, let me bring that back. Keep collecting. Be good. Stay safe. Dale.